Ambassador Zethkar's crystalline form shimmered with barely contained disdain as he addressed the Galactic Council. His forearms gestured dismissively at the holographic display, showing Earth's primitive blue marble suspended in the void. Honorable beings, his voice resonated through the vast chamber. We waste precious cycles debating the admission of these humans. Their technology is laughably primitive. They still use chemical propulsion to escape their gravity well. They haven't even mastered controlled fusion. Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembled delegates. The Vorthak representative, a towering insectoid creature, clicked his mandibles in what passed for laughter among his species. They're barely past the Stone Age by our standards. Their weapons still rely on projectiles and explosives. Council, Prime Zilnara, ancient beyond measure, raised one of her 6 hands for silence. Her species, the Etherians, had been spacefaring when most of the galaxy still crawled in primordial ooze. The motion before us is simple. Do we extend first contact protocols to the human species of Earth? I move to deny, Zethkar declared. Let them develop for another millennium. Perhaps then they'll be worth our time. The vote was unanimous. Humanity would remain quarantined, deemed too primitive for galactic society. Dr. Sarah Chen stared at the equations covering every surface of her laboratory. Coffee cups and energy bar wrappers littered her desk, testament to weeks of obsessive work. The breakthrough had come to her in a dream, or perhaps a fever-induced hallucination, but the mathematics were sound. James, look at this, she called to her research partner, Dr. James Morrison, who was hunched over a quantum computer terminal. What if we've been thinking about space-time all wrong? James looked up, his eyes red-rimmed from exhaustion. What do you mean? Sarah's hands trembled as she pointed to her calculations. We've always treated the fabric of reality as fixed, immutable. But what if it's more like clay? What if consciousness itself can reshape the fundamental constants? Sarah, you're talking about changing the laws of physics. That's impossible. Is it? She gestured to the experimental apparatus in the corner, a crystalline structure that seemed to bend light around itself. I've been running tests for 3 weeks. Watch this. She activated the device. The crystal began to hum, and suddenly a small metal sphere sitting nearby began to glow. Then, impossibly, it started to phase in and out of existence. James stumbled backward. What the hell is that? I'm not changing the object, Sarah whispered in awe. I'm changing the rules that govern it. I'm literally rewriting the laws of physics in a localized field. Ambassador Zethkar was enjoying a meal of crystallized methane when his aide burst into his chambers. The young Krillian's tentacles were writhing in agitation, never a good sign. Ambassador, urgent news from Earth. Zethkar set down his meal with deliberate calm. What could those primitives possibly do that warrants interrupting my dinner? Sir, they've done something impossible. Our deep space monitoring stations detected massive space-time distortions around their planet. Then they were just gone. Gone? The entire planet, sir. It vanished from normal space. Zethkar's form flickered, the Etherian equivalent of a frown. Cloaking technology? Even we haven't perfected planetary-scale cloaking. No, sir, it's not cloaked. According to our sensors, Earth has somehow shifted into a parallel dimensional phase. They're occupying the same space, but in a different layer of reality. Before Zethkar could respond, every communication system in his ship activated simultaneously. The image that appeared was unmistakably human. A woman with dark hair and tired eyes, standing in what appeared to be a primitive laboratory. Greetings, Dr. Sarah Chen said, her voice somehow reaching every corner of known space. I believe you know of our species. You deemed us too primitive for contact. Zethkar's forearms trembled. How are you broadcasting this? How are you reaching every ship in the galaxy simultaneously? Sarah smiled. It wasn't a particularly pleasant expression. We've learned to think outside the box you've confined yourselves to. While you've spent millennia perfecting existing technologies, we've been asking different questions. Not how to work within the laws of physics, but how to change them entirely. On screens across the galaxy, human ships began materializing. But they weren't ships as any galactic species understood them. These vessels seemed to exist in multiple dimensions simultaneously, their forms shifting and changing as they moved through impossible angles of space. "You see," Sarah continued, "you've all been playing checkers while we invented chess. Your advanced civilizations became so focused on refinement that you forgot innovation. You became comfortable with the impossible, so you never tried to make it possible." A massive human vessel appeared directly above the council chambers on Xerion Prime, having somehow bypassed every defense grid in the galaxy. It shouldn't have been possible. The ship was simultaneously there and not there, existing in a quantum superposition that defied every known law. Council Prime Zelnara's ancient voice cracked as she spoke. "What do you want?" "Nothing from you," Sarah replied. "We're here to offer something to you. You see, we've discovered that consciousness isn't just along for the ride in this universe, it's the driver. Every sentient being has the potential to reshape reality itself. You've just forgotten how." Dr. Morrison appeared beside Sarah in the broadcast. "We're establishing the Human Institute for Reality Engineering. Any species interested in learning how to transcend their limitations is welcome. We'll teach you what we've learned." Zethkar found his voice. "This is impossible. You can't simply ignore the fundamental laws of—" "Laws," Sarah laughed. "Laws are made to be changed. We're not ignoring physics. We're upgrading it. The universe is far stranger and more malleable than any of you imagined. While you've been perfecting faster than light travel, we've been learning to travel faster than causality itself." As if to demonstrate, multiple versions of Earth suddenly appeared throughout the galaxy, each one slightly different, each one existing in its own carefully crafted pocket of customized space-time. "Consider this our formal introduction to galactic society," Sarah said. "Humanity is ready to take its place among the stars. The question is, are you ready to evolve beyond what you thought was possible?" The transmission ended, leaving the galaxy's most advanced civilizations staring at their screens in stunned silence. The primitives had just rewritten the fundamental rules of existence itself, and they were offering to teach anyone humble enough to learn.